This is the long-awaited Entremauve tutorial. I promised I wouldn't forget about this. So I already have a full face of makeup on because this is the second look I've done today. So we're going to start just with a base. I'm going to be using Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I'm just doing an emergency cleaning of a brush. Don't want it to look green. Okay, so we're going to use some Soft Ochre Paint Pot, which is about the color of my skin. And we're going to put this from the brow bone to the crease. I suppose you could apply it on your whole eye if you wanted to, but we're going to have another base that's going to go down there. So we're just going to apply this to the top part of the eye, because when you're wearing pigments, you don't ever want to put a pigment on your bare eye just because it probably won't stick as well as it will if it's with a base. I mean, there's an exception to every rule, but that's my, maxim that works. Okay, then we're going to take Crimson Air Shade Stick. And we're going to put it from the lash line to the crease. So it's just basically going to come up and meet the soft ochre. If you have problems applying a shade stick, warm it between your hands first, or you could blow on it, although that's not very hygienic, but as long as you're not sharing your shade stick with anyone, probably will be okay. And we're just going to color on the eyelid up to the crease. Okay, now we're going to take, it's okay if it's messy because it's just a base. Now we're going to take some rose pigment. Just want to make sure the base is where I want it. Okay, now we're going to take some rose pigment. And I'm going to be using my little Studio Basics brush, which, Studio Basics doesn't get a lot of love from people, but it gets a lot of love from me because they're cheap and I think they're pretty good brushes. So we're going to take some rose pigment and we're going to pat it. Whoa, that's a lot of pigment. We're going to pat it over the base, the pink base. Rose is a great multi-dimensional color, and we're just going to blend it up into the soft ochre. So blend it until there are no harsh lines. And the other eye. And of course, I know I say this every time, but when you apply a pigment, pat it, don't pull it, because it will decrease fallout and it'll just help more of the pigment stick to your skin, which is what you want. Now you can see I have fallout already on my cheeks. And if I were doing this to wear out and not just, for a video, I could just brush that away, but I would have done my eyes first. So then you can wipe it off with a wet wipe and do your foundation. I'm just touching up the rose a little bit, quick check in the mirror. Good. Now we're going to take our violet pigment, which is this great pearly purple, and I'm going to use the same brush, just wipe it off on my hand if I have to, and applying from the plastic insert, I'm going to apply it to my lower lid and blend it up into that rose. And get the other eye. And just blend it up into the rose. Okay, and now I'm going to close that jar back up, because you never want to leave open jars of pigment lying around, because the one time you do it is when you're going to, and it's going to go off your counter and you're going to cry. Still using the same brush. Now, Entremauve, it doesn't stick to the plastic insert very well, so I'm going to have to use it in the actual container. We're going to dip our brush into Entremauve and we're going to apply it along the lash line. So it's actually going to look more like eyeliner than anything, and then we're going to blend it up. This is a good look for people like me who have hooded eyes or semi-hooded eyes, because you can see the dark colors. They don't all disappear into your lid. And then we're going to take a little bit of it and we're going to put it on the outer, you know, triangle area of the eye. And I'm dusting along the lower part too. And we're just going to blendy blend blend. Blendy blend blend. Check in the mirror. And there's a lot of fallout, but that's alright. We'll take care of it eventually. And the lower lash line, or not the lower lash line, the lower part of the upper lash line, I should have said. And the outer corner. I'm only picking up a teeny bit on my brush, because you don't want to waste any more than you need to with your fallout. Right? Now I'm going to close that up and clean up the fallout before I do anything else. So here's my wet wipe, and I'm just gonna yoink. Wet wipes are one of those products I just couldn't live without. Okay, now we're going to clean off that brush, and we're going to go back, pick up a little extra rose pigment, I think. Just going to check it out in the mirror. Yep, pick up just a little bit of rose, maybe from the cat inside, just so you don't get too much, and touch. Okay, so I kind of ran out of battery power there for a minute. But basically you can see the completed look, and I'm going to put some photographs at the end of the video. This is reminding me just how much I love rose pigment, actually. Gonna have to do some more with that. But anyway, that's pretty much it. You know, Entremauve is very versatile. You could wear it with greens, you could wear it with pinks like I'm doing right now, you could wear it with other purples. It's just a really great pigment. So, that's just one way to do it, and I hope you liked it.